Hello and welcome to today's video. I am so excited to have you here, and yes, thank you for stopping by to watch. In terms of the video, what we are going to talk about today is something I titled "Don't Confuse Expense with Investment" or "Investment with Expense." Either way is fine. Now, in terms of investment, I will explain what that is and what expense is, and how I believe that a lot of us are confusing the two and are losing out a big time. If we haven't met before, my name is Beatrice Yakubu. I am the founder of Simply Family Business. And what do we do? Myself and my two teen daughters, we help businesses, parents predominantly, to run their businesses with their children, or to start from scratch and build a business with the support of their children. So they get to live the life they desire, the life they want, they deserve, I would say, and also helping the children build a career out of this, because most children have passions, but for us parents, we often ignore this, or get busy and forget about it, and then the children just grow up to continue with the status quo. My mission is to help you as a parent to kind of get that right and ensure that your child is living their God given potential and living their dream and being happy every day of their lives. Let's get started. Now, let's talk about expense first. What is expense? Expense is money that you spend in acquiring something that will give you pleasure, but not actually bringing you any further income. So, for instance, if I go and buy a mobile phone, it could be an expense, depending. If I'm not going to use the mobile phone for anything that would generate me money, then that mobile phone is an expense. If I buy a car could be an expense. If I'm not, well, I mean, like Robert Kiyosaki says that a car is a liability, and then he got a lot of people confused. And a house is a liability. He got a lot of people confused because they did not, as at that point, understand how a house can be, or a car can be, a liability, when schools is telling us that it's an asset. But here's the thing: anything that will not generate you income is an expense. Even for business, the thing that you would pay money for, that's not bringing you direct income, is an expense. Now let's talk about investment. Investment is money that you spend to acquire something or knowledge that will help you to actually get more money, and or get some reward for that reason, get better reward or more reward. So for instance, it is not necessarily money. For instance, if you are if you invest money on a coach for your health, that is an investment. It is not an expense. Why? Because you are going to get optimum health, and with optimum health, of course, you are going to be able to either work on your business or work outside your paid job to make more money. So you are actually bringing in, or rather than it being an expense. The other thing is, and that brings me to the point that I really want to talk about with regards to investing on courses and investing on programs. Now, many people, if you know me, you know that I offer a program called Simply Family Business, where we help people to actually build a business. Now, somebody would think that building a business is an asset, but guess what? Some people are still thinking it's an expense, which sometimes baffles me, my imagination. Why? Why would you think that building a business is an expense? It's just because we don't understand the two. So, I mean, at the weekend, I was at a program one of the our public speakers program. So I am one of Andy Harrington's. I'm training to be one of his coaches, but I have trained with Andy Harrington, the public speakers university and public speakers academy, and he was saying that some people think about the cost of moving forward and forget about the more cost of staying still. I mean, they think about the so spending to move their life forward. They think about it as a cost, but they forget that when you don't do anything right now and you're just sitting and watching things day by day and wishing and hoping, that's even more expensive because you are literally reversing your life. And as somebody say, if you are on the lane, if you're not moving forward, you are actually going back, because guess what? Those who are behind you are coming past. They are not stopping. So you would think that, oh, I'm just standing still. You are not standing still. You are actually moving backward. And it's even tragic when it comes to children. It's so tragic when it comes to our talented children that parents are not prepared to spend to learn the skills to support their children. The reason is you could argue whichever way that, I don't have money. Money, so how to spend money is relative, because we would always have money for things that are priority to us and dear to us. And I always wonder, if you spend to get your child to learn a skill or get your child to use their God-given skill, what would that be for you? What would that mean for you? So much. Not only would you, even for me, spending time with my child alone, I would say by far is the greatest investment I could ever make. I would never, ever, ever call that an expense. But I had to learn. I had to invest so much to be able to get myself to this point of how I can help other people. And there is a saying that if you can't help yourself, guess what? You won't be of any use to anybody. And that is why investment is important, because if you don't invest, your child could have the skills, the talent, everything, and they will still struggle, and you will still struggle. You will still have to go out and make money while they're just sitting with the talent. How tragic is that? And you know what I always say, especially with us in the UK, our children receive what is called child benefits. That child benefits is about, I think it's about £30. It's about £30 a month. I mean, if you accumulate that, you are going to pay for their investment, because at the end of the day, our children don't pay school fees. So obviously, that money is there as a pool for any parent to dip into, or if you don't have it, just make the conscious effort and make it a priority. And that leads me to this example, and I will finish the video. I spoke to this lady not long ago who was planning to launch a product of her daughter had done this amazing product, and she said, oh, I'll get back to you. Oh, we don't have money to invest to learn how to do product launch. And it was fascinating, because I don't see how in this day and age you can launch a product without knowing what to do on social media. And to my greatest, well, I wouldn't say surprise. I was surprised to hear the amount of investment that they have invested in bringing out the product and in organizing the launch, in-person launch ceremony. But the biggest shock was the fact that that product is not even online and selling properly, which really, really saddens my heart to know that, they say knowledge is power, but this is just tragic, I would say, because now launch date, there was no link. Moving forward up to now, I'm trying to promote this product and there's no even link, and that is just goes to tell you how unfortunately most of us don't actually know what to do when it comes to the online space. And if you don't know what to do, what a great way to get Caroline Marshall says, stand in the shoulders of giants. that i.e. just seeking the support of somebody who knows what to do. Obviously, if you are looking for someone to support you, definitely there has to be an investment involved, because it's that person's time, that person know how to do it, to support you, and besides, you are going to make money. So I don't see even the sense in saying that it is an expense. So in a nutshell, just to let you understand that, don't confuse expense and investment. Expense is the thing that you are spending out without money coming in, and investment is what you send out, whether you are going to learn a skill, whether you are going to learn how to do one thing or the other, but whatever it is that you are spending on ultimately will produce the money. So thank you for listening to the video. If you have any question whatsoever, send me the question. And by the way, we are still enrolling for our next training, which is on the 11th of December. So that we'll be training some incredible women and their children on how to get the journey going as far as entrepreneurship and as far as building businesses is concerned. Let us do it for our children. Even if you don't want to do it, just do it for your child, because it is important that we help them to take a pathway that is enjoyable to them, a pathway that they love, and a pathway that does not sound like work. How amazing will this world be if we all were doing what we actually love to do? We will be beaming with smiles every day, because life is just enjoyable, and it doesn't matter how tough your job would be, you will still love it, because you're just doing it as a result of you actually loving what you do. So, and for me, that is what I want to get as parents too, because my girls are living their dreams, and I am living my dream, because I could not have had it any other way. Waking up and sitting on my desk and doing my work, and still having the opportunity to see my children closely all the time. So thank you so much for watching. Like the videos, comment on it, send me thumbs up, send me a message. Let's have a conversation, because it is not it is something that we talk about. You haven't talking about your options as to what to do in order to support your child. So thank you so much, and I will come your way once again. Take care.